Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Let's start off straight away there. You probably saw in the thumbnail. If you had Todd screws up the plumbing on your bingo card, go ahead and check that one off. Because, yeah, I was out here the other day gluing those pieces together. You see them on the ground here behind me. And absolute disaster. So come to find out, if you don't fully seat when you are dry fitting all your stuff, when you start to actually add glue and they slide in and completely set, nothing lines up. So it was a debacle, but got that stuff out and got new stuff in already. So let me catch you up. So besides the plumbing that I had to redo, with a much better layout than what I originally had to, and I'll show that to you here in just a second. But also got the soffit material up. Let me spin you around and take a look at that. So this is down the eave side here of cabin 1. It's kind of tough because of the lighting here, but it's just a stain. It's stained the exterior trim color that we have for cabin 1, and it looks fantastic. The fit in there is absolutely gorgeous. We love it. And so not only did we get the eave ends, let's see if I can, yeah, well, the gable ends are done as well. So we got a little bit of touch-up painting up there with the ridge board. We're gonna put some stain on that just so everything matches. But cabin 1 is one step closer really to being the exterior to being done for sure. So it looks great. Something else I did yesterday, knocked off the list. I got my AC disconnect here, and then I also put in the AC breaker that's in there. But down to the big thing that I've been working on is the plumbing. So much better setup than what I had out here originally. Originally, I had this Y right here was the Y for the shower, which is this line here. And then this line was for the sink over on the other side. So by switching these, I was able to really make all these turns here with just kind of like 90-degree fittings, or maybe a 45 thrown in there. I didn't use a single 22.5, and everything is, like I said, everything is very square right now and sloped. I had my laser out here. It was great. It was really, I would say, easy to put together, but for a first timer, it really made it a lot easier. The only thing I'm going to change on the next one is, you can see on these Ys here, this is a street 90. And it goes straight out, you know, over there to the sink. I would put a street 90 on this joint right here and send it out that way. It's no big deal. I mean, everything worked just fine. I've got a street 45 into a 90 here. Now, this is a vent, so there's no reason to have a sweep or anything on that. But I could have made that one less joint. But everything else is fantastic. Everything is sloped beautifully. Everything comes down. And you can see down this sink here where it has a slight angle to the left here, as that the back is over that way a little bit when this one comes just over. If you remember on the first one, if you can think about it, these were set at 45 degrees offset. So these are, the Ys are straight up now. So putting a street 90 on here and shooting it straight out to the side, you know, is fine. You can see just a hair, I mean, just a hair of a flex, but the joint down there on that end, I mean, we're talking maybe 2 inches deflection here from and that's over probably a 5-foot span. So it ends up being very direct, just like the shower vent here. But like I was saying, this was over here, so this went off at a crazy cockeyed angle, again, because these were set off at 45, and then I had to get across just about a whole bay's worth between the joists here to get over to the connection over there, the way it was originally set up. But man, what a difference it makes having it like this, and the ease of that. I really kind of piecemealed it together, and it turned out fantastic. So the only thing I think, you know, if a inspector comes out here really knows what's going on, they may hit me for something unusual that I've never heard of before. But, you know, that's kind of how that is. So we're real happy with it. I've got a sweep back here now instead of that Y and a 45. I also dropped it down 5 more inches, so that gave me a lot more space. And now just about everywhere above the pipe, I'll be able to fit plywood above the up onto the floor joist as well. So once I seal it up, everything will be, I'll just have to cut a few holes, and that'll be it. So let's move on to what we're working on today. Well, first thing we're going to tackle this morning is this loft area up here. So I'm going to put in some insulation. I'm going to cut and fit the insulation to get up in there. And then I got a bunch of boards left over from the 12 footers that I put on the back there. They're 10-inch wide. So they'll all match the rest of the siding here with the board and batten. So we'll get that on probably up until we get near the window, and then we'll just have to hold off until that window becomes available. But that's first on the list today. I also picked up some wire, some more UFB wire, so I need that. I have a connection I have to make in cabin 3, so we're going to head over there and work on some of that this morning as well. Let's get to it. All right, gang, got that up there really without an issue. Had a little bit of a start to creep away here, so I got a little bit of a gap right there. But we squared that up, and it'll be just fine. I ran the level across from the bottom of this side here to over here, and it's nice and level. So I'm fine with that. But I'll leave the rest of that unfinished until I get the window in there, because I'm going to want to seal around it and stuff like that. So that's where we're going to leave the front of it here. I got some electrical to do over on cabin 3, so let's get into that. It's just about lunchtime here. I just want to show you what I've been up to. I have this UFB wire here that comes in. I didn't have it pulled through the house yet, or the cabin, for the bathroom vent and the ceiling fan. So that's now pulled through and wired into its own breaker. So that's its own circuit. Then while I was back here, I went ahead and installed the AC disconnect. Really pretty easy. And so that's wired up, and that has its own dedicated dual pole 15 amp breaker for the air conditioner. So longest part about probably all that was really just hooking up this connector, this conduit here. That kept it kind of close to the panel here, but still have plenty of room to open this door up and kind of get to everything. So from here, I'm going to be able to finally close off these LBs that are here. So I'll put the covers on those, and then I need to get underneath. I got to drive some staples in, because I still have some so that UFB wire that I just pulled through. It's not stapled to the joist yet. So I've got to staple that, and then I'm going to head inside. I'm going to wire up I'm going to wire up what I can in there as far as getting that UFB wire. So probably the bathroom vent, the ceiling fan, and the fire alarm also gets power from that circuit as well. So all right, guys, we'll see you after lunch. All right, gang, just want to catch you up here. Spent most of the afternoon here. I was pulling more wire, just kind of getting some lines squared away. I think I have just about every piece of wire that I need now pulled through the cabin. The only thing I'm short on right now is I need a little more UFB. I literally need 5 feet of UFB, because I've got to string it between this light here and then the hole that will eventually be here for this light. That connecting piece is really all I need to pull through. So that was good to get most of that done. And then really, like you may have just noticed, but I spent the end of the day here putting up the insulation. And unlike the cabin 1, I actually left a gap just in that second set of insulation there and drilled the holes through the studs, or through, I guess, the joists up there for the loft. So once I get the wire, I'll be able to pull that through relatively easy. I'll cut the holes in the insulation, and then, well, this section here is now ready to move on to get sheathed up. So I'll probably work on that tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see where the day takes us. Hey guys, as I said, it's the end of another great day here. It's 5:40 right now. I'm just looking at my clock, and good weather today. Humid as all get out, but we're really able to get quite a bit done. And it really seems it's a lot of small things now that seem to just kind of take away the time of my day. I'll walk around and I'll see something, oh, that needs a clamp there, or that needs another screw, or, you know, something like that. So it's moving along, and I like it. I like it. So like I said, tomorrow work on the ceiling here on the porch. I should have lights coming in soon, so that there might be some more wiring and stuff. And yeah, and I think cabin 3 here will be up to the same level as cabin 1. And yeah, that's pretty exciting. So we'll, I think, well, check that. Now I just thought there's plumbing on cabin 3. So we got to do that adventure again. And I've got to do it the exact same way I did cabin 1. So hopefully it won't take, 3 days of planning and just me trying stuff. So, hey, live and you learn. On to cabin 3, right? All right, guys. Hey, listen, I appreciate y'all hanging out. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead. Why not? It's free. We'll see you on the next one, guys.